Okay, who have we got? Tash, we've got Maria Elizabeth, Patty, Money Coach Catherine, Kathleen. You made it, and you're not in the car, Kathleen. Well, it was you that.
Yes,
Mhm.
I actually wasn't up to driving for a couple hours, so I'm skipped and
So
I'm
you're with
staying home.
us. Well, we're glad to have you here. And Tiffany,
Evening.
hi. You look beautiful, Tiffany. Your hair looks gorgeous.
I just came off of 3 days of a water fast.
Oh, wow. 3 days of just water?
Water, and I had some celery juice and 2 apples.
Oh my gosh, how did you do that?
I don't know.
Okay, everyone have a sip of your coffee.
I know, I so want that. I bent over the trash yesterday. I was like, oh my God, even our trash smells good.
I love it. 3 days, holy, I have to try 3 hours. Step by step, hey? Well, congratulations, that's incredible willpower.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's not for the weak, and no shortage of output, which if I had this to do over again, I would structure things a little differently, but I knew I had to get it in.
Good,
So,
good for you.
Yeah, happy I did.
Okay, well, we are entering into a time of the year that I always find incredible, in that I often tell you what I see students who've been really successful do, and now I'm going to tell you something that I often see people who start to lose it at this point of year do. And that's quite simply that they start to drop off. You know, it's a time of the year where, you know, there's lots of reasons and lots of excuses that seem really, really legitimate. So, you know, it's easy to accept them. So, you know, I've got visitors coming this week from Australia, and then we've got, what have I said, Thanksgiving and Halloween and Christmas and New Year. And so there's so many ways that it's so easy to be able to go, you know what? It's okay. You know, I'm going to have a break now. But what I see happen, and I'm completely okay for people having a break, but I see them take a break and stay on a break. You know, they start dropping off calls, and each week, you know, as head coach, I get everybody to write in after their calls. How'd your call go? You know, and people write in, we have this many people, has this happened, that happened, and they're always like how amazing their teams are and everything. And so everybody reports in, and I've noticed the numbers going down as to how many people were turning up to the calls. And I'm like, here we are. And that is what triggered me to tell you guys this. We had the advantage of the blue skies yesterday to remind me that this is what happens at this time of year. People have different reasons that, you know, legitimate that they can be, but the people who do well keep showing up. And that's the difference, because once you stop showing up to the calls, it's easier to stop and just sort of drift off. So turning up to the calls helps with your accountability. I acknowledge you all for turning up. And I know that sometimes you may not be able to, but just don't let it become something that happens again and again. Because it's just so easy. And what I'd like you to do is to take this opportunity to switch the perspective that may or may not have even happened yet, because I'm trying to let you know before all this happens. And this is actually a really, really good time of year for business, because one, a lot of people drop off and you're the one still standing. You're the one that they still are hearing from. And two, there's so many great reasons to be reaching out. You know, like Tash, you know, it's coming into the ski season. You've got the new year, everybody making new goals. And actually, I can't see anyone here that wouldn't be relevant to, you know. It's so many reasons that we can be tapping in at the moment. We put EPM on at this time of year because we know if people are setting it up now, they can be like totally rocking it in January. We're setting them up for success in that. But because you've already been in this for a year, this is a time as well. Black Friday, right? There's so many business opportunities if you just stop for a moment and go, well, hang on, how can I tap into those? And you will see the big companies do, right? You know, they totally tap into those opportunities. But the entrepreneurs, this is where we see a drop off. So does anyone see an opportunity for themselves over this period, October, November, December, January, where that they could be tapping into it with your businesses?
Yeah, I would say for sure, this is my best time of year.
Awesome.
And so I'm just ramping up to get people ready for goal setting because that's what they do. So it'll start in December. I'll do probably some individual sessions with people. And then January, I'll do a big draw your future piece. And then if we certify, great. If we don't do certification, it's okay, because that's when that mastermind group will start. And I feel like, you know, I have noticed that too, but you saying this makes me think, oh, that's what I want to write about, right? If I'm going to do a blog post, that's how I should open it, is that people feel like, you know, now school started, right? For the kids. And so now it's time to turn your attention to you.
Yeah.
And what do you need to do to boost what it is that you're doing, your business or your life, right? So that you get that focal point back on yourself.
Yeah, great. I love the way, turn that, the school, because it's been so much focus on little ones and school and getting kids back to university or whatever, or off to school. And now they've got some time and it's like, okay, here I am ready for you.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Who else has got some way to...
Yeah, I think of September as the new January.
I love it.
It's that second time of year where statistically at the end of September, gym memberships go up. So what I mean by the new January is that there's some, for whatever reason, sense of renewal for people, and they're willing to invest time and energy. So
that's so true.
Yeah.
I do CrossFit. And so I had dropped off during the summer, and then it's like, okay, September, I'm back on, right? It's like, get back in there and get going, just like January, I guess. Just got to keep it going.
Yep.
What else? Who else?
The anxiety piece for launching this course for around the holidays. My goal is to launch it twice before we get into Christmas. So then the next one will be October 21st. So.
Wow, excellent.
Yeah.
Launching it twice. Good for you, not just once.
I have to make up for the fact that the BioWell, that my course that starts tomorrow is really undersold. There was a problem from Russia, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
like
you know what?
Sometimes,
a gift in disguise. It's going to make your other business step up, which is what you wanted.
Hard to swallow, but
I bet.
Yeah,
that is
what
hard.
it is.
10 grand is not something to be sneezed at.
No, I'll figure it out.
You will. Reach out if you need some support.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
I was just going to say that I'm trying so hard to make it so that I actually have a program for the end of the year, because I'm in that space of exactly what you said. But all of my other businesses are like ramping up. So my retail, I've just completely changed my entire inventory system, and I have a system that hopefully will allow me to make more money. And everything else is like, I've got stuff finishing and then I've got everything else starting. So I'm trying to...
I love how you you feel like I'm just about to get something creative. It's okay, because all the other businesses...
It's crazy. It's like all the other 4 of them are like all just like firing full noise. And then, of course, I had somebody, because I've been putting this out there, that I wanted to restart up my 30 minutes of HIIT with 30 minutes of yoga class, thinking that that's a really good opportunity for me to launch my Betty Go Hard into the atmosphere again. And so just randomly, Danica and Danielle were having a talk and sent me an email and went, hey, should we get this started again? So it was,
that's amazing, isn't it? That always happens.
You know, right? I'm like, okay, right. It's time for me to start looking in that direction, because that's sort of my opportunity. So now
And interesting how you're seeing it as a launch pad, because those people will probably fit that as well. Good
Absolutely.
thinking, very smart. By the way, Tash, the other day I went to Nelson with a group of girlfriends, and we went for a hike. And we went for a hike, but we also had been out partying the night before. So I shouldn't make it sound like that's all we did. We went out for an amazing dinner and we had a great fun time. Next morning we got up and we went for a beautiful hike. And one of my friends was saying to me that she's not been able to do as much exercise and workout as she has, but thank goodness for those. She said, do you know Natasha Lockie? I'm like, yeah, I do. And she's like, I do those workouts that she does, and I've been doing them for like a year. I'm like, look at that. People are still doing those workouts that you created last year.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. It was Mia Boridi.
Yeah, I was say, was it Mia? And I don't, for no other reason that her name popped into my mind. But
there you go. Yeah. So I was like, she's like, do you know Natasha Lockie? I'm like, yeah, excellent. Anybody else?
I'm gonna do. So I'm thinking, like right now, I'm running a group, my 8-week money fix, and I'm gonna run it again in January because that's a perfect time. I'm probably gonna do it as a 12-week program, but I'm thinking about the lead up. So I put together some VIP days in the meantime for people to boost their income. But I'm thinking of a couple challenges that I think would be really fun for the holidays.
Great.
To get people engaged and also
nice.
I'm thinking about the launch for January now because
nice.
they launched for October. I learned a lot from it. Let's put it that way.
Why don't you give us a rundown if you want it?
So I learned a couple things. So I did some campaign stacks.
Yeah.
And then there are some things I did not include in the stacks that I think would make a difference. So one of the things I did was I had a JV partner and she promoted me. But what I learned from that is that the people she was promoting me to know me from my other business. They know me from my publishing business, which is not where I'm a coach. And I love that business, but I don't coach there. But people were setting up calls with me to talk about coaching, like with publishing. And I was like, that's not what this is about. So it was a good learning, like make sure your JV partner has the audience that I did it with her because they know me there, but this is a different genre. So that was a good learning.
Yeah.
And then at this point, I didn't have the webinar or speaking, and that's something I will be including. I think that would have made a huge difference.
Right. Excellent. Yeah. So if you're looking at launching in January, you really need to get those going straight away. And it's amazing once I think it was Tasha saying, you start to say, I'm looking for this, and then it turns up. I was like, okay, I need to get back into the podcasts again. And then somebody contacted me through my email launch sequence and was like, can I have a chat with you, about, the topic that was cool. I'm happy to chat with her about that. And she actually was wanting to know about it because she was wondering if I could do a podcast on it. It was literally like a week after I said I need to do more podcasts. So, but start working on it. It's not just, it doesn't always just come to us like that. But we all know there's some work involved as well. And sometimes getting the speaking and podcasts or webinars you're creating yourself, but they do take a bit of setup to make sure you get the right amount of people there. Other people's audiences are usually great, but I can see how that happened for you.
And and maybe you guys are more ahead in this area than I am, but like video and being live is all really new to me. And so I'm practicing. So yesterday, one of the things I wanted to do is book reviews just on my, my website blog, just to practice being on video and, and I have affiliate links and all that, but it's really for practice and for people to see me. So, just like little stuff like that, and the challenge will be like that. So I'm really
great.
That is new for me. So I'm exercising that muscle.
Oh, you're good at it though.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. The only thing with your setup in regards to is your head needs to feel more of the screen.
I know. I'm trying to figure that out.
So just you might need a higher chair or something. Yeah.
Just to get the.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, from one short person to another. Yeah. It needs to feel, if not sort of like patties the whole way up, Tiffany's probably right. She's just got a bit above. I guess I just have a bit above. So is Marie Elizabeth. Kathleen was a little bit too far back, which is fine. This course doesn't matter at all. But we're just talking about webinars, right?
I'm standing.
Oh, look at you standing. Great. That's good. And that makes a difference too in your energy and how you show up. Standing's a great way to do it. I actually flipped my computer around to the shelf over there and work standing as well.
Okay, there. Now I'm not cutting off the head of Medicine Buddha anymore.
That's not good energy.
Is her face showing up well?
Pardon?
I said, how about Ruby? Is her face showing
I
up?
love all these cats coming. Excellent. So the other thing that I wanted to ask you, start putting any questions that you have in the chat. So just write question in there and we'll address any specific questions while you're typing that in. I actually don't think I need to say this to this group, but I'll talk about it while anyone's writing their questions in. And one is, this is about choosing your state, how you turn up. And I really believe that this group is really awesome at that. But just out of like a zero, I'm not feeling that energetic at the moment. I don't have much energy or enthusiasm, because sometimes we all know the numbers go down. And 100 being like, I'm on fire, like I'm ready to go. What number would you say you are? Right. And by the way, whatever comes to your head first. Sorry?
Sorry, say the scale again.
So 0, just want to go to bed. 100 is I'm on fire, my energy and my state is ready to go. What number out of 100? Patty's saying 89.
Probably about 70.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This week I was like a 20, but then I've had a really tough week or two. It's been awful, but
yeah.
I know and then I sit down and I write and I know for myself how to shift my state.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to move my body. I got to write. I got to talk it out. So now I'm I'd say I'm like an 85.
Wow.
But it's like a deliberate, conscious choice.
And that's exactly what I was about to say. I recognize that in this group, that I think all of you are aware that, of course, we all have crappy days and crappy things happen to us. And to know that and experience that and acknowledge what it is, but also being able to move out of it and choose. Yeah, excellent. Now, what have we got written in there? Kathleen, Tash, you're 75, Patty 89, Kathleen 60 to 80, not feeling that well today. Yeah, yesterday I was so blocked up, I can relate to that. Tiffany, I'm split, I feel between 80, but now it's probably, now is it 50? Potential of 80, but probably a 50. Okay, not offering a course at the moment. Okay, what would I say I am? I'd say I'm probably at an 80. Yeah. So I just wanted to point that out to you so that we could all just feel our energy and where we're at. And it's something that you can just quickly pick the number for yourself and also be able to work out, okay, why am I feeling that way? And what do I need to do to change it? Yeah. Okay, let's get to questions. Natasha, it looks like you're the first one, hey? Feedback on my problems and benefits. Tell us your problems and benefits.
Problems and my benefits. So I'm working on trying to steal Elizabeth or Mia's awesome stuff with her love triangle and her other. So because I'd already told her that I stole her other, and
okay, at least we're out in the open about it.
It's awesome. She's inspiring me. We had the conversation the other day. So what I'm finding though, so you had said to look at the benefits of what I'm offering. And every time I kind of come to that, I just get I get the full on self-doubt and the, what am I doing? This is ridiculous comes in. So it's the Betty Go Hard Leadership Manifesto. It's the roadmap to bringing your weekend warrior into your everyday. So what I see is we have 3 areas. We've got the weekend activities. We've got the health, finances, and your mindfulness. And then we have how you do your day on an everyday level. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to look at the different pain areas in each of them. And I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself. They feel really lame. I'm not feeling very substantial. So Ian had sort of said to me that it's about strength, which I think rings true. He'd sort of, what did he just text me? That it's about like either having strength or, what do you say? Strength is the key. Strong body, strong mind, brings strong thoughts, strong performance, which makes you happy. And I think he might be onto something that's sort of my key if I wrap things around the strength. And then I was listening to
that fits your story. And the other day I saw your picture where you're like standing at the last year's photos. Where you're looking totally ripped, like that's strength, right?
Yeah, totally. And if you don't have it, then everything falls apart. So if you're not feeling strong, and so maybe it's, the edges part is about bringing, it's all about figuring out where your strengths are and bringing them into the middle of the circle.
Okay. Can you remind me of the 3 areas again?
So we've got the weekend activities, the health, my health and fitness, and then life skills.
Okay.
I have a really badly drawn picture from 10 o'clock.
And I did this with Patty the other day. If they don't have the weekend activity, what will go wrong?
They're going to lose. Well, the weekend activity right now for these people is kind of the only thing keeping them alive.
So why do they need to learn it from you then? Because if they're already doing it, right?
Yeah, so in the weekend activities, it's looking at the ways that we can increase their skills on their bike or on their skis. Why do they learn it from me? Because I'm looking at the full picture as opposed to just one piece of the puzzle. So what I want to do is look at where they are, where they have strength in their health and fitness, where they have strength in their life skills, and how we can bring that into their weekend activities so they can have more fun on the weekend.
So if they don't learn the weekend activities from you, what will happen?
They'll just keep going in sort of that. It's not really that fun. I know it could be better. I don't really have any passion for this right now. I'm having to wear a wrist brace, and biking really sucks because I can't go as fast as I want. So I'm just not going to. But then I don't want to get out of bed in the morning. Just describing the last 361 days of my life. So it's sort of like, for me, if I go into where I've been, as soon as I realized I couldn't participate the way I wanted to, I lost the joy for participating, and I lost the strength for participating in my day-to-day life, and I lost the passion and desire to do any exercise.
Okay, so these people then, have they lost the passion to exercise, or are they, because what I'm understanding of your program is that that's the part that they're doing well, that's the part that's good.
So I think it's not necessarily what they're doing good, but it's the one thing that they kind of enjoy and they want to keep doing it. So putting myself back into the example, I know that biking brings me joy, but there was like a wall standing between me and the joy of my bike. So I was still going bike riding. I still know that I have to do it. I still know it's my passion, but it's not as shiny as it maybe was. Or maybe it's super shiny, but I'm not, but my day-to-day life is suffering because of it, or I'm not focusing.
So when you think of somebody, we're just talking in this activity, can you think of a person that would need that?
Yes.
Good. Excellent.
Yes.
When you're thinking about that specific person, why would they want to have this weekend activity taught from you?
Because I have 12 years of teaching and coaching in mountain.
So what do they need from you?
What do they need from me?
Yeah.
I understand. Like, I've been there, I've done it, I get the journey, and I can, what I can do is I can look at who you are as a person, look at your sort of personality traits, and see where the blockages are for you. So some people are blocked because they just have a lot of fear around falling off their bicycles. Some people are blocked because they're afraid that they're not going to be as good as they think they are. They don't want to fail. Some people are so scared of actually succeeding that they won't even try. And I find most people are capable of probably 40% more in their activity within what they actually believe that they are. So what I do is I create the possibility and allow them to step into it.
So what I keep thinking when I'm hearing this is they're good at it already, but something's stopping them, and it's some sort of ceiling that's stopping them. And it might not be the biggest pain point here because they're already doing well, but you're wanting to amplify what they know they can do. Like it's time for them to take it up a notch. The word amplify kept coming up for me because they are already doing this well. They're already at some sort of probably, decent level or high level even. But they've been at that for a long time.
Yes. And
it's time they want to keep improving and keep getting better.
Yeah. And it's that you're capable, and you're definitely you're capable. You're a capable skier. You're a capable biker. You are somebody who I would consider to be my market because you're able to do it, right? You might not be a professional, but you're not a novice, right? And you enjoy doing it because you're capable. So people who are capable.
Yep. So people who can do it, but they'd like to be better at it.
Yeah, because they know that if they're better, they'll have more fun.
Yep. Great. Okay. Yeah. So that's what we've got to get into. What is it that these people need from you?
Okay.
Because it's not your experience or that you can, help them. They're going to be like, yeah, it's like, we've got to tap into what were they Googling? Like, I'm sick of being, I'm okay. I've written mountain bike. I need to get better. I'm probably Googling videos on how to get better Okay. So if they don't do the activity part with you, they're going to stay the same.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just have to figure out exactly what staying the same means.
And I think it can mean whatever level they're at. So for example, if I think of me with skiing, if each year I get better and better and better, right? So it's like, okay, what is it that's going to keep me get to that next level of where I need to go? So it's probably aimed at maybe people who are already paying to get better. They're probably doing lessons or whatever, and they want to keep getting better. Maybe if they're not paying people for lessons, then they're just staying the same, and they know unless they get some external help, they're going to stay the same again.
Yeah.
And they're not in a community that really welcomes that. It's always about growing and improving and okay. So can you see that by doing that, you can go, okay, what is it that if they don't have me, what will happen? And really drill down on that.
Okay.
And that's how I think you'll get your benefits.
Okay. I just have to get out of my own way because every time I step into the without me, what will happen? I'm kind of like, I go into that feeling like I have absolutely no value, and it's very frustrating.
And I could see, I was like, I'm pushing you. I recognized that I was pushing that line. I knew that with you.
I'm not going to say I don't have anything to offer.
You're like,
I wish I lived in the U.S. because I'd be there all the time with you. I'm like, that's who I need in the U.S. right here.
Yeah. Come on up, Patty.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not that far away.
I don't know how to mountain bike. I'm a road cyclist or cyclocross. So, but whatever, I could learn.
Me too.
You're a road biker and a cyclocross. You get way more credit than us mountain bikers.
So what I want you to do then, so that I can move on to some other questions as well, get somebody that you feel safe with and recognize, like, I knew that I was pushing you a bit there. I was aware of like, okay, I've got to watch this line. I don't want to push you over in front of everybody. I'll do that one-on-one. No, I'm only kidding. But, I knew that I was pushing that line and I knew that where we were. And so, but I also knew that we needed to dig a bit further. So if you can find somebody safe to do that with, even if it's on our next coaching session, and just get to that, what's important about that? And get them to keep saying, well, what's important about that? I probably wouldn't do it, and you'll probably end up in a fight. If it's somebody you love, sometimes it needs to be somebody a bit removed. So it's somebody that you go, well, what's important about that? And you'll say what it is. And they're like, well, what's important about that? And it can sort of trigger you sometimes. So, but it'll get to the really important part, which lays about 6 layers underneath sometimes.
Okay.
The other thing is, you're in your head. We all do it. That's completely okay. You've been thinking about it for so long, it becomes theoretical and in your head. And it's like, nope, I'm not asking your resume. I'm asking what will happen if they don't do it, right? So just be aware that you're in your head, and underneath that is the layers. It's like peeling back the onion. So I'm happy to do it with you in our one-on-one, or if you've got somebody who'll just keep saying to you, well, what's important about that? What's important about that? And then it'll be like, that's what it is. The other thing that I would suggest you do, Tash, is I'm not quite sure if I've recommended this to you or not, but in the roadmap, the folder, there's the 7 steps to a profitable niche checklist.
Okay.
Make sure that your niche is nailed.
Okay.
Because those 7 steps really will help you get more and more clear.
Okay.
You have something good here. It's just refining it. It's still a little bit up here. It's just got to be grounded more.
When I think it too, like so often it's like, I've got this feel, it feels good. I'm getting good response from it. But then it's like I go into the, life skills. Have you seen me?
So then we'll work out, right, what is it? What is the specific thing that, is your jam? Right? Yeah, because I know offer. We did this with Patty the other day, right? Patty's like, I just don't feel it's like worth this program. And when we drilled down in our one-on-one, it's like, it's probably worth more than that, Patty. When you get really clear on grounding.
On what it is. Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for playing along there.
Oh yeah, no, you can push me. It's all good.
Okay, Mia, about choosing focus for next several months as I want to boost visibility. Cool. Tell us where you're up to.
Okay, so I've been really focusing on getting clear on the messaging and on my framework and on like writing a talk and all this stuff. And, it takes time to book. So I'm always, I tend to have often friction between just doing the thing I'm doing and then like all the other beautiful siren song things that I want to create, that call to me and want creation.
Yep.
And October in particular, I have a retreat with my sales mentor. I have a personal retreat for a week. And coming back and forth to New York with my mom. So on the one hand, I'm like, I just want to keep focusing on trying to meet clients for my one-on-one thing. And I'm also attracted to the idea of creating a summit, and Reed, or whatever his name is, has this virtual summit thing beginning soon where he walks you through the whole 90 days of creating your summit with templates and all that shit. And I'm aware that I tend to get excited about things.
You do.
I know for things that add more to my plate. So before I decide that summits are the next magical thing that are going to increase my list and like get me the visibility that
I love that you have this awareness.
Oh yeah. Many thousands of dollars later, I'm finally getting this awareness. So that's where I'm at. Like, do I just start doing Facebook Lives and just start talking about stuff and invite people? Do it,
Maybe just wrap something. I'm still listening.
While I'm listening to the modules around creating a webinar as I write my talk, unless you can get a bunch of people on your webinar, it's sort of a waste of time.
Yep.
My list is at like about 250, 260. And, I do want to increase my list with actual people who know what I do. Like a lot of my list is left over from my professional poet days. So, that totally they're unsubscribing, but some of them have stayed, whatever. But And so, you know, booking a talk is not just like, hi, I want to come speak next Thursday either, right?
No,
So that they're
exactly.
usually booked way out in advance.
So I just grabbed this.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, that is like the bug up my ass all the time.
Has everybody seen this?
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah. So what am I like? I'm wondering, are you at the call me stage of marketing or the list build stage of marketing?
I think I'm sort of, I think I'm currently in the call me stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was actually thinking that summits were an authority move, that they are a list build move, which makes sense.
Oh yeah, to host the summit or to be on.
Yeah, to host a summit. Yeah. It takes a huge amount of work.
That's what I'm worried about.
It is. It's a massive amount of work. Our graphic designer, Donna, I don't know if you've ever met Donna or heard of Donna, like incredible woman. But she just took time. She took a break off to work on creating this summit for her own business. And she just came back just going, whoa, it's like she needed a holiday from the time off because it was just so full on. But it's fabulous, right? It works, but it is a huge, and I know what you were saying, you know, is it the next shiny big object? The speaking is definitely an easier one to do. And even though you're saying to you don't just go and say, can I speak next Thursday? You wouldn't have a summit ready next Thursday either.
True.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. The other one is a challenge, like what Catherine's doing. That's an easier version than a summit. Doesn't involve as many people and as much technology. And the other one is, doing some sort of surveys and things like that as well, and using that as a marketing campaign. Yeah, and I think podcasts.
Yeah, I mean, I had another one just go live this week.
Yeah.
I've
beautiful.
been on quite a few, and those that'd be great, Catherine. Thank you. I love being on podcasts. Like, I interview well, I talk well on the fly.
You belong on a stage, man. You've got a beautiful voice, and
thank you.
Yeah, totally. So
I want to be
yeah, I know.
I'm the most invisible star ever.
Yeah, that's right. It's so funny, like when we know each other's like personalities and things like that, it's like, oh yeah, that's totally what, lights you up, and that's what you should be doing as well. So let's look at that layering of your campaigns then. What I see for you is, or what I'm hearing from you is, October's busy, both professionally and personally. So why not use October to do that sort of attraction phase of your marketing, like drawing people to you and seeing more of you? That could be just amping up your social media. It could be, I think I told you the other day, like I sat down and wrote down, I finished my social media till December. And I did that a couple of months ago. So you can do something like that.
Yeah, intensive scheduling of this in advance, or you just
I scheduled them in advance. Yeah. So I've got them all written, and I've got to I'm loading them month by month because I love looking for the right photos and things for them. I've got a LinkedIn campaign running as well, but also getting the podcast set up. So you've got more podcasts coming out. It's, spend October, I would suggest, working with your one-on-ones, taking in more one-on-ones, still chatterboxing, but setting a solid foundation of campaigns that can keep running, so they're not so hit and miss.
Yeah.
If you were to choose sort of 3 campaigns that would be attracting people and getting your message out there more, what would you choose?
I would choose Facebook posts and Facebook Lives.
That's great. Yep, you're good at those.
And publishing articles on Medium.
Yep.
And podcasts,
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be.
So your question was, over the next several months, I want to boost visibility. Do you feel that that would give you a solid grounding for that? And I want to open it up to anyone else. Does anyone have any suggestions for me to be able to boost her visibility over the next 3 months?
I think where I get hung on that is I love doing that, but I don't really do any, what's the call to action? Like obviously in an article on Medium, there isn't one because you're not allowed, but and on podcast interviews, it's usually like go to my site and pick up my free gift. Usually that, or set up a call with me.
Yeah.
But in terms of social media, like I don't want to inundate, right? I don't want to inundate with calls to action around, but I do want to let people know, like once the copy is finalized on the 9-month program, for example, I want to let people know, like, hey,
so this is what I do, and I've been doing for a little while. And I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'll just share with you what I do. Every week I do 2 posts that have a social feeling to them, because people go to your social media to be social. People don't go there to be sold. So, and now I know some people, and maybe some of you on here are posting like 2 and 3 times a day. I'm doing 4 times a week. So mine's not as consistent as what some would be. But what, like Patty, what are you doing? You do a lot. You have your social media person. How often are you posting?
I only post, I do a blog post every Thursday. That's not a campaign.
Yeah.
And depending upon if I'm launching a campaign, then if I'm launching something, then I'll post consistently, but always with some kind of different header.
Yeah.
And, but I also do free giveaways all the time to get people to the website. And that, and we just did a website. We didn't even do a launch campaign for it. So that's still to happen. I'm sure there are many people who haven't even seen the new website, right? So those kinds of things. But I try not to do, I used to do everyday posting, and I did it on every channel. And then I got a new social media person. She's like, I don't think we need to do that. Let's do it. Well, my former one quit, and so I couldn't do it, right? And then that forced me into doing something else. So I think it has to do with figuring out really what's your campaign, what do you like to post about, and what will pull people to your site. Figure out those things first, and then figure out how many days do I want to, and what's the focus for each one. Because if you're posting on LinkedIn, that's about getting to professionals, right? And if you're posting on Twitter, it means you're getting to the masses. And if you're posting on Facebook, those are people who know and love you already.
Right. Right. And Instagram is more visual.
It's just about, I rarely post about my business on Instagram. So that that's a safe space for people to follow me if they never want to hear about what I'm doing.
Oh, that's good to delineate it like that. Yeah.
So with Facebook, the process that I'm using is 2 sort of social posts a week, yet they always have like a little hidden business behind them. So like the last one I put, because I'm doing women in STEM, right? So my post was, when you laugh so hard your stomach hurts. Well, that was this past weekend. My ab muscles felt like I'd been to the gym, when really it was hanging out with these ladies that made my stomach and cheeks sore from smiling and laughing so hard. Women supporting women, whether at work or at play, is a powerful thing. So it's still, it comes back to what my business is. It's like the real estate agent should be posting on stuff around the area, not posting her houses for sale. No one wants to come to Facebook to see all the houses in the listing. They can look that up on MLS. So it's all of them having sort of coming back to, I'll post something about, what I've got on in my day or my week, and but in a really social way. So they're still hearing about the work, but in a really social way. And then having some themes so that it fits in with your personal brand. So I have like a travel and lifestyle, coffee, dog, things like this that give me some more things to post about. So people get to know me and what I'm doing, but there's always got a business slant. Then I post once a month, and this is just starting now because I've just been doing the social ones. Once a month I do like a it's called a 9-word email. Hey, I'm looking for 5 people who are, let's guess, I'll do a pretend one, who are entrepreneurs wanting to break through to the 6-figure mark. We're getting together to brainstorm next month. Write 2020 as mine in the comments below. So I do a post like that once a month, and that's just coming up. They're all scheduled. And I do a freebie.
Wait, and what happens? So you're looking for, and then what happens?
Yeah, they'll come to a strategy session, and I'm going to book them into my program.
So it's into a group program.
It is for me, but it could be one-on-one. Yeah,
right.
You can make that.
So
you
like
could still looking. Yeah, even if
say,
I said I'm looking for 3 people who do blah blah blah, they could be 3 one-on-one people.
Got it.
If I'm doing a webinar, hey, we're getting together brainstorming on this topic next Thursday. Let me know if in that type of post. And then once a month, I drop the exact same freebie. So it's the same freebie. I've got it scheduled, just coming out, because I know that not everybody's seeing it. And I can do more freebies and rotate them through.
Kate, can I ask, are you doing this on your personal page, or are you doing this on your business page?
I'm doing it on my business page.
Okay.
I know that the personal page, for me, that's something that I'm like, I've got too many of just family and friends on there, and I really delineated it for me. I was like, that's my personal page for my family back in Australia and so forth, and businesses over here. But at the same time, you don't get to use Messenger as easily, and that's where stuff happens these days. So if you've got the I don't recommend doing it the way I did it.
You'd say drop the freebie. You just make a post like.
I make a post about the freebie. Yeah.
Right, like,
and so I write a different thing, and sometimes I'll even change the graphic.
And then you put the link in the comments or something.
Yeah. And then that goes through to the email sequence and everything. Yeah. Does that give you some ideas?
That's helpful. Thank you. Yeah, I've just felt so sort of scattershot. Plus, I tend to like when I'm refining my language and in the middle of a website redesign, all these things, like I tend to just kind of want to wait until it's all perfect to say anything,
Totally. So I'd suggest go and have a look at a few people's social media. You won't see those business drops on mine are starting to come out now. And it sounds like Patty's got one as well. I think, Tiffany, you do as well, don't you? Social media following?
Yeah, I do have somebody working on that for me right now, but I underutilize all of this, and I do probably the same thing as Patty with Instagram. It's more about just posting things that I think would be helpful to people as quotes and beautiful images and things like, it's more like eye candy. It certainly isn't doing much. And right now I'm just in such damage control. I'm not paying attention to anything else.
No.
Yeah.
So what I would suggest is use your creative powers, Marie Elizabeth, and Maria, sorry. Use your creative powers and set aside a block of time and like go and do like posts for that. Don't be so judgmental of yourself, because really Facebook will stop many people from seeing it anyway.
Right. I mean, I have a VA who takes posts from Instagram and reposts them on my business page like a few weeks later. So they're staggered.
Nice.
It's kind of frowned on to just cross post the exact same shit everywhere.
Yeah.
So so she takes something from Instagram, puts it to, so I'm constantly posting on my business page via my VA. So it's more, this is all good. And then so November is a very open, I just have to go see my mother at some point, but other than that, I've held off on booking anything, any other commitments. So, is that the time to start something new, or just
start it? It doesn't have to be perfect, right? So you're going to have plane trips and things like that. That's what I did, is write it all in a document, and then I get to pick the pictures and everything that go with it and what date I'll post them.
Okay, so just keep the same strategy going, because you
Yes,
said
and do your
October was
Facebook.
attraction phase, so that made me think like, okay, November is going to be something else. December.
Yeah, well, no, I think set up your attraction phase, and to be honest, that needs to be running constantly, is what we're
Right.
trying to build. Something
Right.
that can build and grow and keep going all of the time, so that you've got people, you know, watching you and being part of, like, you know, look and live your message. You know, that's an authority level, of course. We're not trying, we're not being that, but you know, there's always stuff coming out, and there's people following Marisa. And yeah, so just start setting it up so that it starts to flow and create it and get it out there happening, even if it's social stuff, just getting people that, you know, loosely relate it, like what I was saying, to what you're doing. Yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
Excellent. Thank you. Now I was looking for a question down there. Is there another question? Patty, did you have a question? Yeah.
I did. I wanted to ask the group, like, how far out are you starting to send your marketing materials? How far in advance of your event or your classes?
Yeah. If you use the Jeff Walker style, he does I forget the word of it, like a pre-launch, where you start warming up, like I think it's the month prior.
The one that
and
did
then
the t-shirt, right?
Pardon?
He's the one that did the t-shirt that said the date on it.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh yeah, he did something that said the date, and then people would say, "What is it?" And he said, "You'll have to go. That's when it opens."
Oh, really?
Out about it then.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, so he is the, like, Marisa's Experience Product Masterclass is what she's sort of known for out in the industry. Jeff Walker is a product launch formula. And so he is the guru of that. And he suggests, you know, warming up like the month before. He has consistency though. It's always happening. And then it starts to warm up a bit more the month before, and then the launch.
Okay, I better go watch his program I purchased, you know, before I met Marisa.
Or you could just watch EPM and how it's launched. And Marisa's never done Jeff Walker's program, although I think he was her coach at one stage. The way that EPM's about to roll out is basically, you know, you'll see, like, I got an email today saying, "Hey, you've done EPM before." And I was like, "Oh, here it comes. It's starting," you know.
If you become an affiliate to promote EPM, you get the behind the scenes of the whole launch sequence, and she is doing the product launch formula. So it's actually really cool.
Cool.
So Marisa put the call out for affiliates. Like,
you can contact.
Dude, I missed that. that.
If you contact support, they'll be able to get you that information.
Okay, cool. Because I would promote it for sure.
Yeah. Actually, Patty, I was trying to think the other day, you did, can you send me an email just afterwards, just a paragraph of what you were like before EPM and what evolved and changed for you?
I think I put one in to Marisa, but I'll put one again because.
Can you just send me a quick paragraph one? I just want to share with coaches.
Okay, cool. I will.
Sorry. Anyone else? Is there any more questions in here? I don't think there's another question, is there? Okay, who feels we need to give Tiffany some love and support? Tell us what's happening, Tiffany. We want to give you some love and support.
Well, thank you. It's just, you know, it's one of these things where I just have to get through it. I did not want to lose reputation and face, and by canceling a course, so I financially definitely wanted to, but it's too important of a device and thing out there in the world to lose face. It's still young. It's been around for 25 years, but it's still young in the US. Yeah. So, and I've only been teaching it for about 5 years. So
what happened? Did somebody let you down in the support team? You said the Russian.
It's just, have you ever done business with Russian businessmen?
No.
I don't ever recommend it. They see women as, and I'm their top educator and distributor. I'm really the one keeping BioWell afloat. And Mia got to see it when we were at the Launch Accelerator. It's an extremely powerful device, and it can tell you so much information about your health. And I teach a lot of doctors on a regular basis, and it's about my reputation.
Yeah.
So that's really why I had to just suck it up and do it. But they did not get an email out. The Russian group handles all of the blasts, the email blasts to let people know about courses, and they didn't send it.
Yeah.
So.
And when does it start?
Tomorrow.
Yeah. And how long does it go for? 6
days total. So it's me teaching for 3, and then my Russian colleague teaching for 3. And then the inventor of the company he tried to pull a fast one, and I caught him in the act of it because of my spidey sense, asked all the right questions, and, caught him in really bad shenanigans. So now I just have to deal with that on top of the fact that I just need to deliver this course.
Is there any chance, Tiffany, that you could get an email or get them to send an email out literally today going, hey, this starts tomorrow, we've still got a couple of spaces left?
Oh yeah, we are doing that. And
okay.
So one did go out, but I mean, I'm used to having turning people away and having 33 people, and I have 7.
Yeah. Yeah.
So so
I'm glad it's only a 6-day course and it's not a 6-month course.
Totally.
Yeah, but it's heartbreaking, isn't it, when you're relying on somebody else? Is there anything that you learned from yourself with dealing with them, or anything that you would change in the future?
What I think is really clear to me right now is that I need to set up my own schedule, really thinking about what 2020, 2021 has in store, and not letting anybody else's way of doing things influence mine.
Yeah.
And so really it comes down to more business organization as far as how I want to market these.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Catherine just said, is there anyone that you've got on a wait list from before that you've had to turn away?
I've been so shocked that these people are not, because it's taken me 18 months to get a Russian visa, even for my client, for my Russian colleague. And it's taken me 11 years politically to get him here within the company. So the fact, and people know this, but they're not responding. So I don't know if I've never done an October timeframe. Usually they're in September. But September is also not a great time to do courses either. So, but I usually try and do one in the spring and the fall. That's been the history. So.
And do you feel that there's anything that can turn this around at the moment, or that?
Well, they're going to offer me some devices at a discount in order to make up the dollars. But that still is more effort for me because it means that I have to sell them.
Right.
So it's not like it's just cash to make up for the fact that they screwed up.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so hard when you've got another party involved, isn't it?
Yep. So it just feels like I just have to get through it and do what I can in order to make it a great class and get people to come on board for more. But this is kind of it. This is the certification class. So
what can we do to support you?
Yeah, just hold me in good light. I know that I will do everything in my power to never be in this position again. So yeah.
Okay. Well,
thank you.
You're welcome. We'll send you all our energy and get
not all of it. Keep some for you.
And help you get to that 80 that we're used to seeing you at.
Yeah, thank you. I know it's definitely a drag, and just feeling like you're going to debt more and more every day, and not really sure how I'm going to crawl out of it.
Yeah, let's get those other programs launched, and if you need people to be putting it out there and promoting you, then come to our group and let us know. Right? I need some help.
Thank you. Yeah, I haven't been on Facebook too much. I just had head down to deal with it. Oh.
Yeah, but people are happy to support you, and all you have to do is ask. And we know 10 grand that's not little, and we need to get this turned around for you. And I know that you've got a community here to help and support you do that.
Thank you. I just appreciate all your love. Thank you.
I was just speaking to Judy somebody yesterday anyway, and not in our group. And I was telling her about, Marisa, who, has got this incredible business that's doing phenomenally well, and Live Your Message. It's not just her business, but she was a founder of it. And, a couple of years ago, like, we were so amped up for this EPM launch. And then we went in and we're all like there to support her on the webinar. And there'd been so much hype about this. Like, the industry was really like excited and was like, whoa, we couldn't wait to get on this webinar. And we got on the webinar. It was like, oh my God, this is bombing big time. Like, it was just like, what the hell? Like, people were just slamming her in the comments. And it was just like, oh, what the hell? Like, none of us were expecting this. And it was absolutely like, it was shocking. And Marisa had decided, she had learned from somebody this new way of doing a webinar, and she tried it out. And so as soon as she did this, like, and we were all just like, we don't know what to do. This is like, oh my God. People were going, this isn't even live. And so we're having to send Marisa messages, do something to prove that it's live, put this on your head, or, like, it was just crazy. They were just slamming her. Anyway, so as soon as the webinar finished, because it was hard to get her this message because she's running it, right? Although she could feel it. And then she just got there and, she, of course, had to debrief or get that energy. And she just sat down, she wrote an email, and she was completely honest with everybody and said, this is what happened. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I was trying something new. And tomorrow I'm running the webinar again. I'm going to do it the way that I have always done it, and I know is the right way to do it. And so the reason I'm telling you this story is, one, I loved how like open and honest and vulnerable she was, and her email to the audience was like, I think it was sort of apologetic, but explaining why she did it. And the next day she did the webinar again, and a lot of the people from the day before came, and it just rocked. And so the reason I'm telling you this is because even Marisa, there's things that go wrong in business, and, it's just like being honest and sharing it and moving forward. Keep going forward no matter what. Don't let it stop you. Like, have that moment of like, crap, that sucked, but it's okay. Now I can go forward and choose the next step.
Yeah. I think the number one thing I'm also learning, and I know this about my personality, I need to stand in my own center and let everything else pivot around me.
Yeah.
And that sounds kind of egotistical, but at the same time, if you don't have a good ego and a good ajna focus in your business, it is everybody else's priorities.
Yeah, it totally is. And you have enough people who love what you're doing and an audience to love what you're doing that you can create, and it'll sell.
Yeah, I know, I do know that. And everybody always walks out of these courses just, toppled over with, exceeded expectations. But, I now have a team I'm responsible for. And that's what's like, taking stuff into the drainer. And I have one team member who handles change terribly. So,
so you're like also looking after them as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Trying to keep my compassion alive. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sending you a big virtual hug right now. And I know that we're all here to support each other through the ups and downs. It's not business is the biggest personal development vehicle that I know of. It brings out the highs and the lows, and
it's so true.
Wishing you the best. Okay.
Thank you, everybody. Good to see everybody here.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, is that you, Janine? Are you on the phone?
I actually have to take off, you guys. I have a client.
That's okay.
Right,
we'll see you later. I just wanted to check in. There were two phones and I didn't know who they were, but I had a feeling one was Janine. And I thought maybe Elizabeth on the other. Anyway, loved having you all here. Thank you for being the amazing, supportive community that you are for each other. Remember what we said at the beginning of the call. Now is the time for creating those opportunities in your business. Look at what you can do in the next few months. Choose your state and go out and take that action. If you need any help, send me an email. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.